My name is Jack Angus Legg. I was born in 1948. I've run the business since 1967, and I'm the so-called owner. My father bought the place in '46 against my mother's wishes, and I took it over as she had a serious cancer situation, which she survived. And it's been under my guise since that time. The Donnellys came in to take the mail from the mail post office. Because it's such a tragedy, people seem to look at it, whether it's truth fiction, non-fiction. There's quite a following of people trying to read every book and everything that's ever done on the Donnellys products.
Top items.
Oh, cupcakes, ice cream, concrete work, metal objects, railroad ties at one time, firewood. Sounds crazy, but we went through 1,000 face cords of firewood one time. We just finished off our fudge room for ourselves, which is just a beautiful little room. I feel it makes it unique to most other people's stands is that it's from a very old building. They're still hinged to the past. So that's why Walmart's a little different. They don't want the type of products we're selling. But yeah, they pick and come from everywhere possible. People stopping in storms and they'll say, I've never been. Most people are one-stop-ins. They could be going to and from Calgary to Charlottetown. And if they happen to stop and they see something unique, yes, they will purchase it. The only other contact we might get with that person is a phone call or a letter at Christmas saying, hey, your store is kind of neat. So I don't think this is the only standalone store like this. I know there's a few of them in the States, but they do well because they're just different. So yes, either you have the product people want, they will find you, or if you happen to be on the road, they may find what they want with you. So the more people we can deal with, the more people that come into our area, the better it is for everybody. If you see our door, it's clean, the steps are clean, the mats are clean, it's saying you're welcome. Whether it be the washroom, which is a big drawing card, to just trying to make the store smell with a nice aroma and have the staff pleasant. Well, we carry things out to people's cars. We're very aware of mothers that are expectant. We're very aware of people that are using canes, crutches, up and down the staircases. Elderly gentlemen, we make sure they find a chair to sit on. I go to my way I know to tell anybody where they can find a product if I'm aware of it in the city. I think people really appreciate that, because not to drive around the city looking from door to door. Nobody's watching them move about the store. People here are very most polite to other people. Voices will rise and you realize that they can laugh and talk and they don't feel they're being overheard. Or little does anyone want to overhear them. Lastly, it's a meeting post for a lot of ladies. Say, hey, I'll see you over at Legg's. A lot of people come back after every 2-3 years just to see what's happening here. And I think for the fellows, it's a vice grip on the past. It's not moving away, and it holds to the heart something. The slowing down of life is the most important thing. It's a whole different school of thought having a store like this. And tip of the hat to anybody running one, because it's really a 26-hour-a-day operation. How ingenuitive are you to survive? You have to think it through yourself. But I like it. I really do.
My name is Tyler Smith. I am the manager here at City Lights Bookshop. I've been here for over 5 years. I keep the store together, more or less. Being a student at Western, I have a degree in English. I was aware of City Lights. I'd been there a couple times. I hadn't shopped there a lot, but when they said they were hiring, I literally left work that day, wrote a resume up, took it in the next day, quit my call center job, and was hired within a week. My job is twofold. One, project management. So that is basically looking at what sections need the most work, detailing when that needs to be done and how it needs to be done, and making sure it's done correctly and to the sort of level that we've achieved over the past, 40 years of being in business. And then the second thing is that we make sure that the stock that we're buying is good and is sellable and is stuff that the people of the city want to read. We're here to help make their trip downtown beneficial. Here I also try to book special events for the bookstore. That's either music shows or art shows or art gallery hangings, stuff, anything like that. That's my responsibility. A lot of people have told me that they love this place because it seems like it's been the same feel for as long as we've been open, since 1975. They walk in here and they feel comfortable. It's a nostalgia factor. I think that we're really organized too. We have as many books as we can, but more importantly, we contribute to the cultural effect of the city. I think all bookstores do, but we specifically make it a really important job of ours to connect with the city, to connect with the people of the city, and we do that mainly through selling and reselling a lot of their books. So yeah, that's, I think, one thing that sets us apart. It's just how much we care about our books, and also though how much we appreciate the cultural significance of a bookstore. You talk about cultural centers, and immediately people say downtown. I mean, it's the first part of the city to be built. When a city starts, it grows out from there. The downtown is always the heart of a city. So it makes sense to put the brain of a city, that is, its bookstores, it's near the heart. The money you spend directly affects the community in which you live there. Yeah, it's all about community basing. If we keep sending each other to the outskirts of the city, then you're just going to hollow out your core, which is just not a smart thing for a growing city to do. So we have sections on everything, really everything. So if your dad's into, I don't know, crafting or woodworking or I don't know, even knitting, we've got books on that. If your sister's into reading tarot cards or the occult, or Shakespeare. We have books on that. We've got records, like you mentioned upstairs. We've got movies, DVDs, TV shows, stuff like that. We even have a couple VHS, CDs. We try to carry cultural artifacts from all parts of culture. We really do have something for everyone. We can help you too. That's I think one of the other things that sets us apart is that we really put a effort into customer service. Generally, we want you to leave here happy, and sometimes that just means pointing you in a different direction, in the right direction. If you don't find what you can find here, I just want people to know that they've come away with some answers. The organizational sort of philosophy of the store has always been sort of a chaotic order, sort of a disparate idea of putting a seemingly impossible amount of books together in a semblance of order. So we have categories in concrete sections, so things like arts and crafts are here. Science fiction and fantasy has been in the back of the store for decades. It's always been there. Well, not always, but it's been there a long time. For the most part, the store is a shifting labyrinth. Yeah, we try to organize really carefully to make sure that books are near books that are like, and to make sure that everything's organized, more or less alphabetically, for people to find things they need to find a lot easier. Well, we're in a unique position to be not expensive. We are a used bookstore, so right off the top, you're not going to be paying full price for any of the books that you get here. They've been gently used and gently loved, and you're going to find a lot of deals here. But I think the general misconception about local is that maybe because it's here in Canada, that's not getting shipped in from a warehouse, that it has to be more expensive. I think that's a grave misconception. I think most local dealers will tell you the reason you want to shop local isn't so much because you're going to save money, which you will, but it's also because you're impacting the community that you live in. You're building the neighborhood, you're building sort of the very city, and you're helping in its construction of its foundation by really sharing your experience with others, getting more people to come downtown, more people to experience local things. The impetus to go to Chapters is there because Chapters has a lot of advertising money. They're very good at that. Just because something's easy doesn't mean it's better. It's really important to sort of sometimes move outside of your comfort zone, because you don't realize that your comfort zone can really grow if you just give other sort of things a chance. And I've known tons of people who have stepped foot in the store. It's their first time. They've lived in London for 5 years, never been downtown, and they're our regular customers. They shop downtown all the time. All it took was just one trip.